Last evening, we learned of the second confirmed case of COVID-19.
The CDC said that school closures of 2 to 4 weeks are actually unlikely to have an impact on mitigating the spread of this virus. So you do have schools closed there in Ohio. I wonder if there's a possibility that Ohio schools...
We all remember it. The lonely and overwhelming feeling. Trading a classroom for a computer screen. However, if you're anything like me, this is probably what it looked like.
In fact, even bring over guys from the United States Revolution. The two big ones are Ben Franklin and Thomas Jefferson. They bring them over to France and basically ask them how you guys did with the American Revolution.
It was just a product of my environment. It wasn't like I always did this. I was a pretty good student in the classroom because I was kind of forced to be. Just me, the teacher, my classmates. That's it. No screens. But COVID reduced all that environment to my laptop screen. For a year, that was my classroom environment. Now try to think back to your first day in-person learning. For me, good God, that sucked. I could barely focus. I was always checking my phone, checking the time, just like how you can barely focus on what I'm saying without me adding a Minecraft parkour video below me, a satisfying video above me, some red arrows, and some funny sound effects. You require constant stimulation. I'm not saying I'm immune to it. I can't remember the last time I ate breakfast like this. Good God, do people used to eat breakfast without YouTube playing in the background? Oh, we all know someone like this. I can't watch without subtitles. What the fuck does that even mean? If it's not a different language, or it's not the Peaky Blinders, you should be able to watch without subtitles. Actually, before we get too deep, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Matthew Benedict. I'm 22 years old, and on May 20th, 2023, I'll be graduating from Buffalo State with a bachelor's in media production. This project got started when I was scrolling through Instagram Reels. I don't use TikTok. I'm an adult. I was seeing a trend of videos making fun of having a satisfying video or a Family Guy clip because people couldn't pay attention. I thought, that's funny. Wait a minute. Why is this funny? Because it's relatable. Everyone sees secondary clips and thinks it's funny that we can't keep our attention unless something else is playing. I'll say it again in case you weren't paying attention. It's funny because it's relatable. I then decided to do some research on how our attention spans have changed. Now after all this research, the three main things I learned were this. 1. We are a slave to instant gratification, not only through social media, but our everyday lives. 2. After online learning, students now need things to be laid out and repeated multiple times. And 3. Teachers and professors are being worked to the bone. Now you might be saying to yourself, wow, those are some pretty bold claims, Matt. What are your sources? Well, it's these sources right here. Look at them go up and down the screen. Whoa! Now, I'm not the type of person to read something on the internet and take it as fact. I wanted some different perspectives on this. So, my name is Matthew Benedict. I'm going to be asking a bunch of Buffalo State kids on what they did during Zoom and online classes. I wanted to see how my fellow classmates felt during the pandemic, and if they shared similar experiences when it came to online learning, and how they felt returning to in-person classes. I'm going to be asking
Christopher Jackson,
Elijah,
Principal Blitz,
Wyland Kiefer,
Eve Orcutt,
Ava.
what is your major here at Buff State?
criminal justice and child psychology,
I'm an economics major.
psychology major with a minor in theater.
Television and film arts major.
marketing business major.
Did you ever log into class and then fall asleep?
Yeah.
Did you ever log into class and then fall asleep?
No!
Yeah, I did.
On
Zoom.
On Zoom. Yes. Yeah. During class, like I'd wake up in the middle of class, but I'd find myself falling asleep.
No, but I've I've had the thoughts of it.
Did you ever cheat on any exams?
No.
Yes.
Nah.
Didn't cheat?
Yeah, basically, because since everything was online, it was harder and it was very overwhelming. So it's like I just wanted to just let it go and pass to make it.
When I had the opportunities to, yes, the resources were there, so I saw everyone else doing it, so I felt I would be behind if I didn't.
I know the temptation was there, but again, like, if you're cheating, you're not gonna learn.
Yeah, minimally,
Minimally?
I guess, yeah.
What about your friends? Do you know if they
Yeah, for sure.
any like techniques that you wish to share?
Well, when you're online, like, it's really just Google.
How do you personally feel you adjusted the switch from in-person to online learning?
Oof. Yeah, that was a weird transition for sure. Especially like meeting people, you'd see their entire room and how they acted inside the comfort of their own home.
It was horrible. I actually flunked that whole semester.
You are online, so you're not getting that in-person satisfaction of, one-on-one communication. It's really just the teachers lecturing and you're just sitting there kind of waiting for them to be done.
So now that we're back in person, do you feel your attention span has shortened in classes?
100%.
Personally, I don't believe so for me. But I know for other people, yeah, it definitely has.
I knew I had attention deficit, but now I am feeling the blaring issues of that attention coming in full swing right now.
After getting a wide variety of answers, I then decided to switch gears and target the teaching side of things. I went to go interview a past professor of mine, Dr. Alice Panisi, on what she has noticed in the students she now teaches and her own struggles with online teaching.
I do notice in terms of attention span has to do with attention to details, that I have to repeat things a lot more. I have to write things down for students and give out handouts, which I used to do for 7th and 8th graders, but I didn't have to do for college students up until more recently. They've gotten used to not reading things thoroughly, is what I did a few thing to try and check this by sending emails that had weird stuff in them. Just checking to see, you kind of have to read the stuff thoroughly. I forgot how many, I should have looked this up, but I was surprised how many classes I taught totally on Zoom. And I'm still feeling it.
Still feeling it?
I'm still feeling it because my eyesight has been damaged. Reading everything and every class on Zoom. Our classes are 1 hour and 50 minutes apiece. So it was just the constant, it seems to have affected my eyesight because I get exhausted having on Zoom. It is helpful because every once in a while we've had to have a class on Zoom. But I realized that after a class on Zoom, I'm exhausted. Like my head hurts. And I'm like, I love teaching. So I find it really engaging when students are having discussions about things. And we have discussions about great stuff and they push themselves and we don't always get answers, which is perfectly fine. But doesn't matter after 1 hour and 45 minutes, we'll say, I'm just like exhausted. And there's no need for that. I've been teaching these kinds of classes at this length so I've been here since 2005. I've taught and brought students to different countries. Yeah, I have different environments I've had to teach in, but this is the only one where I was like, I can't look at the screen for more than a certain number of minutes, and then the screen goes blank to me.
I didn't make this video to scare you or even preach at you. I just made it to make you more aware of what's going on in our world. And you may be asking me, how do we fix all this? My current theory is that if we think of our attention span like an injured muscle, we just have to repair the muscle. When you see a video like this on your feed, swipe away immediately. Retrain the algorithm to provide more enriching content. Or better yet, try having a certain time of day where you don't use any technology. For me, it's shower and dinner time. It allows me the time to think for myself without any distractions and talk with the people around me about my day and their own. Sometimes, I even just curl up with a good book before bed. Or maybe something that'll put me to sleep. I enjoy technology. Hell, my whole career revolves around it. Why don't we use what I learned to not turn into a zombie? Like the next generation, most likely will.
You got that right.
I've had trouble with some classes, and I just walk in and say, I just want to let you know, I don't say anything, unless a subtle little thing, but if you keep doing it, you get a 0 for that class, and I don't tell you.
Did you do that to me?
No. I thought it was funny that you were watching soccer. I do remember. I have a good, and I made you tell me what was going on, because I like